multiple times a month.
Is that what they call
I
it?
was just wondering about your chiropractor, actually.
Andre, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
New look?
Yeah.
What's inspired it?
It was just the hair was too long and just something different. Didn't want to really cut it, so just something different.
Andre, working back into this rotation, what's been the key for you personally to find the right role, the right fit after missing so much time?
Well, I don't even think it's anything related to basketball. Just probably just the mental piece. You miss so many games and you try to get into a flow and try to get into a rhythm. That can be difficult, especially when the team was supposed to be built around you, and then now you gotta get used to what we're doing now. So just trying to do whatever the best I could do, whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna be all in for it. I thought I was a little bit aggressive. Sorry about that. I thought I was a little bit aggressive. Michigan State playing defense, so I've been trying to find other ways to be productive and help the team out. So just gonna continue to figure different things that I could do and go from there.
Physically at this point, Andre, do you feel like you got your legs back and you got your endurance back?
Yeah. I think I got all back. Like I think I feel like I'm in shape. I feel like I can run around. I feel my legs are good. I've been jumping. Like I feel great. I'm doing everything. Just a matter of basketball-wise, getting into a rhythm. Having the ball in a string and getting back to all that stuff. So just got to continue to work and I know for a fact that if I continue to do that, you'll come in a matter of time.
Andre, it's clear you're a guy who does rely a lot on the rhythm aspect of it. So not being able to practice a lot, is that been the biggest obstacle to overcome, I guess?
Yeah, I think that plays a big part of it, just because of how hard we practice. You know what I mean? And now that we're in season, practice tend to get a little bit. I wouldn't say like soft. I can't really think of a word, but practice tend to be a little bit shorter. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I think practice has been a big key, and just because, like I said, how we compete with each other, how before the season, me and Trent go at it, me and Potts go at it, whoever it is, me and Hutch go at it. So definitely has been a big part of it, and missing so many of them has definitely impacted me a little bit.
Is there a silver lining there where maybe you'll have a little bit fresher legs compared to your opponents down the stretch here?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. But like I said, I can, I sometimes tend to struggle to have a positive mindset. So I just got to continue to have that positive mindset and continue to work and continue to keep my legs fresh. Because that don't just come with sitting out and not doing anything. You got to continue to put in work and try and stay in shape as long as you can, so you can beat your opponent down the stretch.
How have you handled that, Andre? I mean, you're a high-level athlete. I'm assuming there's not been a lot of times in your life where you've had to fight conditioning. How did you handle that part of it?
Just trying to keep a good mindset. I think in the game of basketball, I've realized that being in a good mental spot is big time. It's big and a big key, at least for me. So I feel like if I stay with a good mindset and I have positive attitude towards everything, come in practice, do whatever I gotta do, attack everything, be good for my teammates, I think I'll be okay.
What's your focus against Ohio State?
Just go out, play hard, and do what coach is asking us to do. And I feel like we attack the game plan. I don't think who could beat us. You know what I mean? Like when we're defensively, locked in and we do what we got to do. We don't make scouting report mistake. It's tough to beat us because that carries into the offense and our offense when it's on point as well. Like it's going to be tough to beat us. So we just got to come in and be dialed in our scouting report and I'm telling you, everything else will take care by itself.
You mentioned having the ball in the string. How much of this, just getting back into the flow of things, has just done with maybe your feel for things on the court?
It's been hard. You know what I mean? Missing so many games, I feel like has been the big key of everything, and having that in my, I gotta somehow take that away from my mind, because knowing that I miss so many games, that can get me to mentally be, get into a bad spot. So I just gotta continue to work, come out to practice and attack practice just like it's a game, because like I said, practice tend to get a little bit shorter now that we're towards the end of the season. So just gotta continue to practice hard and do whatever I gotta do to get back into that rhythm.
How has your mental changed from being a player who relies on making a good play on offense, especially being the point general, to kind of throwing your defense or showing your defense and kind of providing value to the team on the defensive side when your offense might not be clicking all the way?
I've done it before. I've been part of teams that I'm not that guy, or I got to do less things to win the ball game. So I just come out and since I'm coming out the bench, I have an opportunity to see what we need and what we're missing at the time that I'm out. And once I come in, I try to do whatever we need, in order to win the ball game, because we have such deep team and such great players. Trent Frazier doing such hell of a job. I don't even know how to explain that, but he's done hell of a job this year. Jake, Plummer, they've done such a great job that I don't even be thinking about what do I gotta do, and if I have to do so much, I just come in, see what do we need, and if it's just a little bit of defense, then I'll do that. Whatever we gotta do to win the ball game.
Andre, we've seen you and Omar progressing in the pick and roll, had some flashes there. How is that coming along? We know he can go up and get one, and you throw those lobs. What's the conversations like between you two, and how's that?
We're roommates, so we always talking, we always chatting, and we always try to be in the same page. Great kid, athletic, and I know that from him. So once I see the big man from the other team committed to me, I'm just throwing it up. As you've seen in games in the past, I just go like this, and he just gets it and dunks it. So we always talk, and I think that's the greatest thing we have. We always communicating. Sometimes I feel like it's a bad pass, and he goes like, nah, that was me. I gotta go get it. So we have a great relationship, and missing so many practices have affected our chemistry a little bit, but I'm confident enough in both of us that we're going to continue to progress down the stretch here.
Did having success last year in a similar role?
Sorry about that.
Did having success in a similar role like this last year help you right now in understanding how to do everything you're being asked to do right now?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Because like I said, we have such great teammates. Trent, once again, Plummer, they've done hell of a job. Coming in, everybody thought that Plummer might be the guy coming off the bench and maybe not doing as much, just because I was gonna be in the point guard position. But hey, things happen, and they've done hell of a job. They were ready, and I talk to them and I tell them how proud I am of both of them, because at the guard spot, that's a tough position to play, especially in a team like this when you have a big like Kofi, and when you have guys like Omar and shooters. You have to be dialed in to where your guys at, and KYP, what we say, know your personnel. So it definitely has helped me, because I know that we have a great team, and I'm not worried about anything. And all I'm worried about is, what I gotta do and what they need me to do, come in, and whatever that is, I'm gonna do it.
Andre, going all the way back to Marquette when there was some end of game issues, and then against Michigan State, Coach, had you in there at the end of the game in a big road game. What did it take to get from point A to point B where he has that kind of confidence?
He tells me all the time, it all starts in practice, and I'm a guy that, sometimes the process could be tough, trusting the process, but, I'm confident enough and I trust, the coaching staff that if I come out in practice and do what I gotta do, I'll be able to get from point A to point B, and coach is gonna have that trust in me. So, like I said, it all starts in practice, and if I come in dialed in and be a good teammate in practice, that will carry to the game, and that's where the trust is gonna continue to grow between him and me.
Andre, you've spoken a lot about the mental aspect of your kind of recovery. Have you found people to just kind of talk to about this process and how difficult it's been? And what's that been like for you to feel the bend?
It's always good to have people to talk to. I mean, I have a great circle, people in New York, my family in Puerto Rico. So, I try to rely on that as much as possible. It's tough when you don't have them here in person, but, It's all about communication, communicating, the things that are happening, and at the end of the day, when I rely on my circle, I know, those people are gonna be there no matter what, whether I make it or not, whether I fail or not, whether I become rich or not, whatever it is, I know they're gonna be there for me. So, just having those people in my circle, for the rest of my life, and for as long as I'm playing the game of basketball, I think it's gonna be good for me, and I will always be in a good mental spot as long as I have them. So.
What has this situation taught you about your mental health?
Say that again.
What has this entire situation just taught you about your mental health?
It's important. You gotta be in a good spot to play the game of basketball. It's just like a job, pretty much. You gotta come in every day, produce. If you don't, it's next man up. So being in a good spot is definitely important. So I try to not ignore that aspect of the game of basketball, because like I said, it's a big piece. And I feel like a lot of people, tend to ignore it and, tend to, put it aside. But at the end of the day, that's going to catch up at some point. So it's always good to have, be in a good mental spot.
Big positive is in your absence, Trent Frazier became a pretty good point guard. What's that do for your team to have two guys capable of being the primary ball handler?
It does a lot, man. It does a lot. Like I said, very proud of him. He's done great job. I'm sure you guys saw the time I was out. Like I was always in his ear, telling him tips, advice that that will happen to me. Because I saw things that were happening to him that when I played, happened to me as well. So I always try to help him as much as possible. But it's always good to have, two primary ball handlers, because if I'm not on, then he's on. And if he's not on, I try to help him out as much as I can. And it's always good to rely on each other.
I just have time for one more here.
I want to know about gummy bears and the importance of gummy bears for physical and mental conditioning.
They're very important, man. That became just, a thing that I was sitting out and always just, I always wanted to snack on something throughout the game, and it's just the gummy bears were tasted good, and different colors, texture of it. I don't know, they were just good, and we was winning a lot of ball games, so I just continued to eat them.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I gotta get into it. Sorry.
Thank you guys.
3 o'clock.